photo.com. We're here with a rapid fire critique, Adorama Picks rapid fire critique, and we've brought people back onto the screen so we can interact and get thoughts behind the photos and know more about them. And we've got Vinnie here. Vinnie, what's going on?
How you doing?
Where are you calling from?
Long Island, New York.
Long Island, New York. So we got a long-time reader. You've been reading for what? You said over a year?
Yeah.
All right. So give me a little background about your photography.
Mainly, I shoot with my college. I'm the photo editor of the media there, and that's how I kind of took off doing like basic day-to-day fluff things with them.
You know, it's funny.
What?
You know, being that I'm recording a couple of these, the last guy that just called is the photo editor of Purdue's newspaper.
Oh yeah.
He's a freshman, and in his second semester, he's become the photo editor, shooting all the sports, shooting everything.
Yeah, this is my fourth semester going on working for them.
That's awesome. So you're the editor of the paper?
Photo editor.
The photo editor of the paper.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you get, and what school is it?
Malloy College.
Is it a big school, little school?
Little school, 4,000 undergrad.
4,000 undergrad, right? So you don't have a lot of sports to shoot.
No, but I didn't put any sports in my critique because there's not that much, but I do love it.
That's awesome. No, I mean, that's a great position to be in. And like I said to Brandon, the last guy, you know, you've got access to the dean. You've got access to places that other people don't to basically get your message out there, and you've got access.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so we'll get into that a little later. We'll talk more. I'm sure we'll babble on about that. So rapid fire critique, what are we shooting with and what are we looking at?
The first 7 images were D40.
Oh, really?
With my 18 to 55 and my 35 to 1.8. But
you're 35 to 1.8? I've said that before.
35, yeah, 35 to 1.8.
I've said that before. Yeah. Okay. So this is a D40.
Yeah, this is D40, 35.
You know, well, I guess the lens makes more of the difference. The D40 is a cool little camera for starting. What do you shoot with at school?
I have my D7000 with my 11 to 16, 35 1.8, 85 1.8, and 300 2.8.
You have a 300 2.8?
Yeah.
Your own?
Uh-huh.
Which one?
It's the...
Hold it up. Wait, let me guess.
Oh.
Let me see the side of it without seeing the panel. Is it a VR1?
Nope. Before VR.
It's what?
Before VR.
Really?
It's between the AFD and the VR1.
Oh, it's just the AFS?
Mm-hmm.
Do I own that one? That's the same one I have.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it?
I have the AFS, yeah. Yeah, the good story behind that, NPS, basically, I had the original AF 300 2.8.
Mm-hmm.
Sent it back to Nikon. I know this is getting away from the critique, but sent it back to Nikon, and they told me they didn't have the parts to fix it. I was like, So I have a $6,000 paperweight, eh? And I just, I went through the process. I contacted the heads up over there at NPS, and I was like, so what are our options here? We can't fix it, but is there something else we could do? So after 2 weeks of going back and forth, doing it in a nice way, I got an email saying, hey, we've got a refurbished model AFS coming in. Do pay the price that it would have been to fix your old lens if we had the parts, and send it to us, and we'll send you the other one.
So
that was good.
Yeah.
All right, so we got D40 here. We've got 35 to 1.8. I like saying that too. All right, first things first, cut the feed off, right?
Yeah. I was trying to make sure I got the bubble.
Okay. All right, so one way to get the bubble, move in a little tighter, recompose to the left, put the subjects on the right-hand side of the frame. That way you would have had, it looks like Ricky Williams, doesn't it?
A little bit.
A little bit. So that's my thing with this image is recompose, put the kid with the Gap shirt all the way to the right-hand side of the frame. That way you could get in closer so you wouldn't be cutting the ankles off, and then you would still have all the bubbles in, the full bubble. What was your aperture in this one? 5.6 or so?
2.2.
2.2. Okay. I was just wondering why the subject in the background's so much in focus. And I guess that makes sense because with the 35 being wider, more is going to be in focus. But if you got closer to this guy and recomposed, then the background would have blown out even more because you're getting closer. And as you get closer to the subject, your backgrounds are going to compress even more.
Yeah.
It's still a good shot. The processing is nice for the D40, so that's good.
Thank you.
And let's move on. We got this shot, right? Tell me a little bit about it.
Um, okay, this I was at the college media conference in the city, New York City.
So this is street photography, right?
This is street photography. I rented a 70-200 2.8 for fun.
Yep.
I was gonna be in the city the whole week, and I was just walking around. I went down to B&H to BS a little, and this was on my way back. You know, I saw him on the street. He was actually smoking a pipe.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, this is cool. This would be, I wanted him with a pipe.
Right.
So I sat there, really pinned against the wall, hiding a little bit, took a test shot, and then he spotted me. And he gave me that stare.
The New York
I got
stare.
a little nervous. The stare, like, don't.
Got it.
So I waved and walked by him. Missed the pipe.
It happens. I mean, if you get spotted, then it happens sometimes. I like this shot. Really thick black and white. Really nice. D40 again?
Yep.
All right, yeah, you said the first 7 images. So, yeah, I like the contrast in this. I like the angle. I like what you captured here. The composition, he's right in the middle. Does that take away? I don't know. Is it good? I don't think it hurts it one way or another in this case. I don't think it hurts because you've got the subjects walking down the street to the left. You've got the other things on the right-hand side. It's all leading you into the center of the image, and I think that works out. So I like this shot. Next one. Is this Coney Island?
No, this is Long Beach.
Long Beach.
Again, this is the 70-200 when I had first rented it. Screwing around with it.
More street photography, I guess?
Yeah, it's a boardwalk.
Yeah,
so,
well,
yeah.
Same thing. I mean, I like it. I mean, the focus is obviously right on the guy. You can see that the pole and the benches are out of focus. I'm a big fan of using things in the foreground to draw you in. So out of focus objects in the foreground to draw you into the subject. It creates dimension. It gives it that 3D look, whereas if you just moved to the right and only had the guy in the frame, it would be a boring shot. In this case, it's less boring because of the benches that are leading you in to this image. Is it a boring shot to begin with? It's a pretty boring shot. But if it was part of a photo story, it would work well. Like the guy's stretching, he's getting ready to run or something like that. But I do like the shot. I like the processing. I like the black and whites. I'm a big fan of thick black and whites.
I've noticed that a lot.
All right, story behind this.
This is my dad. This is outside my house. It was snowing last winter, and I was just. This is with the 18-55.
Yeah. Just about everything's in focus here.
Yeah.
Not one of my favorite shots.
No.
No. I mean, for you, it's a personal thing. But as an outsider looking at the photo, unless it's part of a photo story, so here would be the photo story. It's snowing, there's shoveling going on. Then you go inside, he's taking his boots off. Then he's sitting there drinking some hot tea, or whatever. Then that adds to the story. Then he's sitting there watching TV on the recliner, and then that ties it all together into a photo story. But as it stands on its own, it's probably not as strong as a shot. But I think that you could pump up the contrast a little bit. It's a little on the gray flat side. But yeah, as a part of a photo story, I think it would work better. What's all that noise? I'm hearing noise. Okay.
This is not HDR, first of all. I didn't HDR this. I'll point that out.
I know what this is.
What?
This is Disney.
Yes.
Yeah, because I took a picture on my phone of the guy who does this every day. There's a guy who does this every day, who puts love in the air.
It was the message was supposed to say Jesus loves you. I just wanted the love though.
Oh, you took out the Jesus loves part?
Not post processing, just by crop.
Okay. What's with the solar flare from the sun?
I was only at f4, and it was 1/4000th of a second, and it was pretty much direct into the sun.
What lens?
18-55.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't get that with the better lenses, obviously.
Yeah.
It's a nice shot. I think you went a little too far on the saturation and vibrance to pump it up. I don't mind it. It's cool. I love the color. I love the feel of Florida. It gives you that feel. That lens is pretty restricting, especially giving you a huge flare like that. Those big spike things off to the side. I don't even know how that's.
I've never ever had that happen before or again.
You can shoot with the Nikon with the Pro glass. With the nano coatings, you can literally shoot right into the sun and not get any flare. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So it's an all right shot, If I was
having it more contrasty, but then you completely lost the monorail.
Right.
It was, you know.
Right. Yeah. All right. Not bad. Not bad. Just a little weird with that thing up top.
Yeah.
All right. What's going on here?
My friend had asked me if I wanted to practice shooting him skateboarding, screwing around. This is outside of Home Depot in the back. And I shot him doing tricks and this and that, and I liked them. He liked them. But I like this one the best for some odd reason because it was calm and relaxed.
Let me ask you how you're getting your meter readings here.
This was Aperture with exposure comp. I was using a flash, and at this time the flash was not on.
Right.
So I was set up. The camera was set up for doing flash.
Okay. So well, basically, what's going on here is the meter is probably reading for the bright background, right?
Yeah.
Thus giving you the 1/2500th of a second reading, which makes him darker. This could be a cool black and white conversion. Mm-hmm. I would basically bring the exposure back a little bit in the raw file if you shot raw.
Yep.
Yeah, I would bring that back, and I'd go high contrast because you don't have to worry about blowing out his face or anything because it's just the back. And it's a good photo story type of image. So if you had the story of him doing the whole skateboarding, obviously I'm big into photo stories because I think one image, they say the image is worth 1,000 words, but I like seeing photo stories because I like to know more about what's going on. That's my personal feel. So I think a black and white of this would be really cool, high contrast. Just tell me if I'm wrong.
No, that's good.
So we got a singer.
This was a school assignment, D40. This was like some Disney band that the college had brought in or something.
What band?
The Ready Set.
Oh, that's another Disney band?
Yeah, I don't know much about them, but all I know is it was a live performance, and I wanted to get there and shoot.
And you were shooting with the 18 to 55?
Yeah, with the flash, obviously.
With a flash, yeah.
Yeah, I had the SB on top. Might have been on top, or I might have used the TTL cable off to the side.
Right.
It was long ago.
Was there enough light to shoot without a flash, or no?
No.
All right, so you were stuck in that situation. Now,
yeah.
For most concerts, you really don't want to be using flash because it can be very distracting to the artist. But in this situation, for the school assignment, I mean, there's not much. I mean, your flash is off to the side. It's not on top of the camera. You can tell just by the shadow coming, how it's coming in off his face here. At least I'm pretty sure it's coming in on the side, especially because you can see like a little reflection in the eye that's in the bottom corner of it. It's a good action shot. It's good for whatever photo story you were trying to tell for the paper or for the school. I mean, there's not much more to say about it because it's kind of like there's not much going on.
Yeah. I chose it because I like that I was like kind of close with him, and I had to fight a lot of 12-year-olds to kind of get to there.
Okay, yeah, I mean that's all part of it, and that's why doing these rapid fire critiques to hear a little bit more about what you had to go through. I mean, it makes it a better shot when you know you had to beat the crap out of 12-year-olds. But it's it's fine. It works. It works for what it is. All right, moving forward. All right. First things first. What am I going to tell you is wrong with it?
The little toes that I cut off.
Yeah, you cut the feet off.
And I have so much headroom.
You have so much headroom. And who is this?
This is my girlfriend.
Nice.
Okay, so yeah.
What? All right. Yeah, don't cut the feet off. Other than that, this is a solid image. This is a good book shot. A good portfolio type thing. If you were gonna do type of just fashiony stuff, this is probably really slow shutter speed with flash, right?
This is fast with flash. This is the 7000. I'm using it TTL.
That was 1/20th of a second.
Yeah.
That's slow.
Yeah, that's slow. I was at ISO 100, pretty much shooting at 100 full power each cycle.
Yeah, there's some motion. You can see it right here. With the you can't see my mouse, but right where the pole is by her left hand, you can see that it was you had a slight movement. See the ghosting there?
Yeah.
That's the 1/20th of a second. But it's nice light. It's soft on the face. The color's great in the background. The focus is right on her. It's a really good shot. Just recompose. Don't cut the feet off. Leave yourself some room. What lens was it?
The 35.
35-1.8. Tough portrait lens, by the way.
I know.
It definitely is a tough portrait lens. I love the 70-200 for portraits.
I like my 85 is really good for portraits.
Yep, the 85 would be good for portraits as well on your D7000. This is a nice shot. Very nice job on that. I love the color in the sky. Processing's very nice. It's just the composition. But other than that, it's really good.
Thank you.
All right, school?
Yeah, this is at school, as the title.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I like what I like about the shot is the fact that you got the guy throwing the Frisbee and you got the guy running for the pass.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Could it be tighter?
Yeah.
What'd you shoot this one with?
This was with the 85, but I was sitting down and I was just kind of, it was an in-passing thing,
Sure.
you know?
Yeah, some recommendations for moving forward with a shot like this in the future. If you had the time to move forward and do it, fill the frame as much as you can with this. Get the guy in the background. You see him out of focus. Then in a second shot, get him running again, but get him in focus. But use the guy throwing the Frisbee to be out of focus. You know, so like if you came off to the right-hand side and you shot on an angle, you see where the Frisbee is right now?
Yeah.
If you draw a diagonal line to the bottom corner of the frame or the right-hand side, if you were over there and you were shooting with like a 70-200 or even your 300, because the 300 is going to compress the background a ton. If you focused in on the guy running and the guy with the Frisbee is throwing it, but that's going to be out of focus because you're focused in on the guy running, that's going to be a really cool shot because you're going to see the Frisbee start to go, or the Frisbee is going to be in the air, and now you've just created a ton of dimension in an image, and that's going to be a strong, solid image. So I would think about doing that.
Yep, I see what you're saying.
All right.
This is my sister and future brother-in-law.
Uh-huh.
We're at Woodlock Pines,
Okay.
Pennsylvania. And this is off-camera flash, Tokina 1116. They let me do a lot of practicing with them. They let me shoot them all the time, just screw around. And I was trying to just get them to be fun and playful. And
Sure.
my sister couldn't help but laughing.
Which is good.
But I like the way it turned out.
Yeah. What is the green thing on the ground?
I don't know. And I'm, little details, things I should have just kicked off into the water.
Yeah, it's just sometimes just seeing those things that are hanging out. I mean, I don't mind the shot. The colors could be a little off. I don't know if it is or it isn't. But I would...
It's harsh. The flash is harsh.
The flash is harsh. Do you have a softbox?
No.
Well, let's get you a softbox. They're not that bad. Get a softbox and get a light stand and get somebody to hold it or put some weight onto it and you'll be good to have a much softer image. I think that will help a lot for it to be softer. And then shoot a little wider and then move in tighter. Because it's a little awkward the way that the feet are cut off. Again.
Yeah, her heel and his entire foot.
But I'm sure it's something that happened quick and it just happened. But yeah, just think of that. Think of with the 11 to 16 how you could shoot wider and get everything in and then come in tighter and get ancillary images. You know? I think that brings us to the end, right?
Yeah, that was the last one.
So give me some feedback. What do we think? Am I right on or am I totally off?
Yeah, I don't really disagree with anything. I do notice that a lot of my photos do lack more punch because I'm kind of used to giving 4 or 5 images per story as opposed to just one.
Sure.
Yeah,
I mean, well then definitely put together photo stories, 10 photos, and then that would be fun to critique. I love photo stories, and that's what I'm looking for from people if they want to submit their Adorama Pix rapid fire critique. Go to the website. Actually, I'm actually going to show them real quick. You can go right here. You can click on submit photos, and rapid fire critique is right here. You can follow the information for how to submit your images. And yeah, I'm always looking for photo stories. I like stories that work, or sets of images that work together, so you can go from one image to the next image to the next image and see how everything ties together into a cohesive story. Because that's cool, for building portfolios and stuff. But I like what you have here. You're not very far off at all. It's just little composition things. Your exposures are fine, and your processing's very good. So it's just a matter of keep shooting. Fill the frame. Look for those different angles, especially with the Frisbee players. That would be a good way to try things. Like get the Frisbee in the air, out of focus. but with the subject reaching and trying to catch it, you know, or running towards it or running away from it. Those are the things that are going to add dimension to your images, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I got. Anything you want to add to this?
Not really.
No.
Thanks for taking the time.
Good, happy, bad, sad?
No, I'm good. You know, there's the only problem is I think that you probably can speak from experience too. I know that I have better photos to show. I just have so much problem picking which one's good. I never know out of my own photos that I've taken which ones are the best.
Right.
You know, I feel like I always have those hidden ones.
Sure.
That I could just never really
pick
out.
Do you have a bunch of images sitting to the side and you're trying to put together a portfolio?
Yeah, I've been trying to do that since probably the summer.
All right. Well, how many do you have set aside?
I don't know, a decent amount.
All right. Well, I'll help you go through, and then I'll just spit out which ones I think are the best and could be the best portfolio for what you're looking for.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So that's it for the At Around the Picks rapid fire critique this time. Vinny, thanks for joining.
No problem. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, no problem. So if you guys are submitting your images, try to tell a story. If it's about creating a portfolio, definitely put those images together, send them in. I'm looking for stuff like this, like what we did with Vinny here. There's a lot of really good images here that we can build upon, because that's what doing these critiques is all about. It's about building on becoming a better photographer, seeing things a little differently, because sometimes you have to let other people look at your work in order to see something that you may have missed. So, yep, send those in, and let's have some more fun with that. Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya!